Hey everybody, Doomwake here, and welcome back to another modern video on the channel. Today's video is actually going to be brought to you by a Twitch user who submitted this for a donation deck. Shout out to OhMyGod, username on Twitch, and they have provided us a Convoke deck list with a little bit of MH3 spice tacked onto it. So if you haven't seen any of the Boros energy decks, or Mardu, or Naya, or Jeskai, there's basically all different kinds of energy. They all revolve around the energy mechanic, and specifically this card, which, by the way, I have to say, and you can let me know in the comment section down below, I feel like this is maybe the best one-drop printed since, like, Deathred Shaman. And before you ask, yes, it is better than Ragavan, but Guide of Souls is just, it's a lot. The card gains you a life and an energy whenever another creature enters the battlefield, and then when you attack, you can pay 3 energy to put 2 counters and a flying counter on a target attacking creature, and it becomes an angel. So the most powerful interaction in this deck specifically with Convoke is the interaction between Guide of Souls and either Kuldotha Rebirth or Gleeful Demolition, because both of these cards give you 3 creatures. With Guide of Souls, that's 3 energy to immediately activate the second ability when you attack. It kind of just fulfills itself, which is very, very powerful. And this deck kind of wants to play a bunch of Gleefuls and Rebirths anyways, because it has ways to potentially utilize those creatures, whether it's Reckless Bushwhacker to give them all +1/+0 and haste, Knight-Errant of Eos to be able to utilize them to cast a large 4/4 for a relatively discounted mana cost, so on and so forth. When you're playing Gleeful Demolition and Kuldotha Rebirth, we need some artifacts. So how do we go about doing that? We have 4 Novice Inspector, 4 Thraben Inspector, and 4 Memnite. That is 12 total artifacts. Some lists play Ornithopter, some lists play Voldaren Epicure. We don't have room for that stuff because we had to make a little bit of room for a new angle of attack that a lot of these decks have not played in the past. We have a human sub-theme, so 4 Champion of the Parish and 4 Thalia's Lieutenant. So the reason you would want to play cards like this is Novice Inspector and Thraben Inspector, and then a couple of Wardens to a lesser extent, and Guide of Souls, all happen to share the same creature type, which is human. So Champion of the Parish, you play this on turn 1, you play maybe 2 Inspectors on turn 2, that pumps the Champion, and what's nice about that is the Inspectors are normally not the greatest creatures to have on the battlefield. They don't attack that well, but the Lieutenant can help do that. It acts as like another Bushwhacker of sorts. Now, it's awkward because it doesn't pump any of the Goblin tokens, but it does pump up your smaller creatures and can help you utilize that. The last card that I want to discuss is Warden of the Inner Sky. This is a card that works very, very well when you have 3 untapped artifacts or creatures, and you get the idea. So that is pretty much it for the main deck. Mana base is kind of strange, so we do have Cavern of Souls, which is awkward because it doesn't cast Reckless Bushwhacker or Gleeful Demolition Rebirth. So I think the mana base could use a bit of work. I'm not sure I'd play the Caverns, even though they do work very well with the human cards like Lieutenant and Champion of the Parish. The sideboard is fairly straightforward, nothing too crazy going on here. Containment Priest for Espergorios and other graveyard strategies. Invasion of Gobakhan, this is our anti-control card because we really need to take that Wrath of the Skies. Sanctifier en-Vec, which is a card that is very good against Prowess decks, still good against Gorios, just there's plenty of good against mono black, anything that's playing black or red or utilizing the graveyard. And then Tunnel Ignus is our anti-Nadu hate of choice because their deck needs to put a lot of lands onto the battlefield. Not sure if this is better or worse than Harsh Mentor, but we're going to try it out. I've played enough Harsh Mentor, I know how good that card is, and this card has some other applications against stuff like Primeval Titan. So that's pretty much it for the main deck. I was pretty impressed by this, and to be honest with you, I even wonder if there's maybe a different version of this that plays a Johnny alongside Guide of Souls, maybe Ocelot Pride, kind of that whole package that Boros plays, but we're going to see how this goes. So I'll see you back here in just a little bit. I wonder if we could just play a normal Convoke deck, but play both Ocelot Pride, Guide of Souls, and a Johnny, because all 3 of those cards seem very good in the Convoke deck. You know, like less of the, not, basically this deck, but not the human sub-theme. Also, asking for a friend, how do we ever defeat Wrath of the Skies? Ooh, I like that. Here. Why do you name cards that don't exist? I don't know, man. Oh, wait, now we can do this. I think I Rebirth? Play White Flare? Maybe, yeah. So we can take Memnite and... I think I'm taking Memnite Guide of Souls. And I'm going to save the Memnite for next turn. Because next turn we can go Guide of Souls, Memnite, Gleeful Demolition, the Memnite, and that'll trigger the Guide of Souls. Then we can jump this, maybe. Yeah, the White Flare could be okay. I don't hate the White Flare. We have a Bloodghast Enjoyer. Yeah, White Flare might be a little bit better than the Invasion of Gobakhans. I think Gobakhan, that was the idea, where you would Gobakhan their sweeper, but Flare does seem like a lot better, like a much better version of Gobakhan. Oh, I'm gonna get Bowmastered, aren't I? Yeah, good beats. Okay, so that was a reason to play Gleeful while they were tapped out, because that would have got around Bowmasters. Okay, lesson learned for next time. I mean, they're taking 10 damage. They are no longer taking 10 damage. They're actually only taking 6. That's what I meant to say. I misspoke. My apologies. Warren Soultrader. Okay. You know, I gotta say, I think this card would look a lot better as an Ajani. Just gonna throw that out there. Ajani certainly would have been a lot better on that board. So if I send all the goblins, they block 2, go to 7, trade for 1. It's still pretty good. Because that decreases the material they have. And then if I find any creature next turn, then we can trigger this and go ham. They also might not trade. Go to 6. Today I learned that goblins are not humans. Dead to Gravecrawler. We're not dead to that, right? Because of the timing? Oh, no, we are, because they just get the treasure first. Sack this. Yeah. And then they can use this treasure to get it back. Alright, touche. Why isn't there a goblin version of Thalia's Lieutenant? I mean, that's just all the goblin sweepers, right? Alright, I'm going to board in these Sanctifier en-Vecs, which seem quite good against them. And I'm going to cut Thalia's Lieutenant, I think. Although, I could cut the champions instead, but I don't want to have too many 2-drops. I want to keep my curve extremely low. I'd rather play Cavern on Goblin than switch Bushwhackers, but realistically, Cavern doesn't need to be a form in the first place. Yeah, because, like... I mean, I guess you kind of want the Caverns against Jeskai, but you don't really need the mana fixing as much, because you can just play a bunch of red-white duels. It actually is kind of awkward that Cavern can't cast either Gleeful or Rebirth. Because, like, there's going to be situations where you draw 2 Caverns, and you just can't cast any spells. So that could be kind of awkward. Sand's not fantastic, but I think it's better than going to 5. So, human... This one first. Yeah, I agree. I kind of want to do a similar version, but cut the human stuff, and play Ocelot Pride over Champion of the Parish, and Ajani over Thalia's Lieutenant. I think that would be a much better idea. Because Ocelot Pride also makes a ton of tokens. Like, Ocelot Pride makes a ton of tokens for Convoke and Bushwhacker, and it's also very good with Guide of Souls. Right. Okay, well. Here we are. At that point, play Luxon overnight. So, the problem with Pyrosurfer, I really like Pyrosurfer as a card, but the issue with Pyrosurfer in a Convoke deck is Convoke generally wants to play an extremely low land count. So, like, most Convoke decks are playing between 17 to 18 lands, and it's really hard to, like, hit your 3rd land for Pyrosurfer. So I think if you're playing a version that has Pyrosurfer, you kind of need to up the land count to in the 20 to 21 range, which maybe that's better than just, you know, the regular build. But I don't think you can reliably trigger Pyrosurfer on 18 lands. It's just, it seems a little suspicious. Alright, new plan. I was going to play Knight this turn, but not anymore. Alright, I bid you good luck. Wait, why didn't I attack? Because I'm stupid, that's why. Okay, well, I didn't need to, so who cares? Anyways, so Sanctifier, or... I didn't attack because I know they would concede. Okay, this hand plays. It's a really good 7. Eat up the fetches, probably. Yeah, so your mana base would be, like, probably 20 or 21 total lands, probably about 10 fetches, and then maybe, like, 6 fetchables with 4 manage or something like that. And then you just wouldn't play Cavern at that point. What do you put back with this hand? I think it's Gleeful, right? It's either Gleeful or Warden. I could say Warden, too. Yeah, I could buy Warden. Boggers. Boggers. Alright, I'm going to cast the correct one first this time, so I don't get Bowmastered. I messed that up last game. Or, game 1. I might have been able to win that game 1 if I didn't mess that up. Okay, so... this one. This one. And this one. Pioneer deck incoming. My opponent does not want to play anymore. Alright, well, good beats. Well, you can play White Flare against Wrath. White Flare seems like a really good sideboard card for a deck like this. Classic Duck, Cavern plus Gleeful Demolition. Good mana base. It's just, this is a good deck building. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Sufficient? Alright, noted. Alright, I mean... I'm already on 5. If we draw a Gleeful or a Rebirth, this hand can cook. Seemed to be a guide-to-guide hand. What, the first one? Maybe I could have kept the first hand. Mirror match spotted. Okay. That doesn't help me that much, but... I'm going to hold the Memnite just in case I want a Bushwhacker next turn. I don't think I will, but you never know. Will they reveal? Also, why are we not playing Gigantha? Did we fail the Gigantha check? Yes, the answer is we did fail the Gigantha check. Oh my god, if you're watching, how could you do this to me? How could you? Ooh, alright, hold. Hold. Alright, so let's go here. I think I'm still holding the Memnite, right? For Bushwhacker. Yeah, let's hold the Memnite. It means that I can't hit another Knight off of this, but I think I'm okay with that. Well.
Bruh.
Not great. Not ideal. Streamer. Okay, now what? That is a good question. The answer is play Thalia's Lieutenant. I'm gonna slow roll the Rebirth, because, like, if I can find a land next turn, I could just go Memnite, Rebirth, Bushwhacker all in the same turn. They call me the Innovator. Yeah, I was wondering, instead of the Humans package, and I don't know if this is maybe a budget concern, I was thinking instead of playing Thalia's Lieutenant, we could play a Johnny, and then instead of playing Champion of the Parish, we could play Ocelot Pride. It's not a land. What are we doing here? I think I'm going to go Inspector Rebirth, and then next turn I can go Memnite Bushwhacker. That sounds right to me. I think I'm even going to offer the trade of Lieutenant for Fable Token. I think I'm cool with that. You may have to make the deck list public. I'm not entirely sure how that website works, but you may have to make it public. Like they're about to Wrath. Nah, the Boros decks don't play Wrath. Oh, that was the other thing. For the sideboard, oh my god, what do you think about Flare of the whatever the white flare is? Because that one seems really good against the Wraths. And you could just, like, you can sack an Inspector to it. I think the white flare could be a really good sideboard card. It's likely just better than Invasion. They have another discharge. Witch charge? Alright, I've been bolted. Let me see if it works now. They do trade. Now it works. Alright, rebirth my ass. And then, yeah, next turn we just go Memnite plus Bushwhacker. Alright, so Memnite, Ornithopter, 4 Guide, 4 Pride, Epicure, Ajani. See, I don't think I would play the discharges. Also, no Convoke cards is kind of weird. I would probably not play Discharge and not play Amulet, and just make those into Convoke creatures. I'm also not a huge fan of Synthesizer. No. Do not send me notifications. Like, when I'm playing a deck like this, I want to limit interaction. Like, you don't really need to play the prisons and the discharges if you're just going to kill them. So I'd probably just cut, like, all of that stuff. And just make that into more Convoke stuff. But that's, like, close to what I want to be doing. Very close. So they're not dead this turn. They can block 2 and go to 4. Pretty damn close to dead. Yeah, and then you could also play the Inspectors too. Like, essentially what I want the deck to be is I want the deck to be 4 Guide of Souls, 4 Ocelot Pride, 4 Ajani. That's like your MH3 package. 4 Inspector, or 8 Inspector, 4 Gleeful, 4 Rebirth, 7 Convoke creatures, probably 4 Knight, 3 Luxodon, 4 Bushwhackers, and then and then 4 Ornithopter, 4 Memnite. And then whatever room you have left over, you could play like a couple of Wardens, depending on how many cards that is. That's kind of what I was thinking. Red cards for Ajani. Well, you don't need red cards for Ajani because the tokens count. Right? Ajani just says red permanent, so your Gleefuls and Rebirths count for Ajani. Which is kind of sick, honestly. I don't think I'm sideboarding against Boros, am I? But I just kind of don't love these humans cards. Like, Champion of the Parish is just... It's just not what it used to be, you know? It's not the same. I think we keep this. It's a little risky if they keep up removal on 1 for Memnite, but let's hope they just cast a 1-drop. I do not give a shit about that card. I mean, I guess I kind of do care about it. They're going to make us trade, aren't they? And then after we trade, we only have 2 left over, so we can't Knight next turn. There's no shot you take a Ragavan hit, do you? If they attack. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Call me crazy. But I'm thinking about it. Bilba123, thank you for the 213 sub. Appreciate that Prime sub, Bilba. Thank you very, very much. Guide of Souls. They should attack here. Alright, well. Makes it easy. If I was them, I would have attacked. I should have played Cavern. I kind of wish I had 1 basic, too. I'm sick of fetch shocking. The mana base is a little sus. A streamer says he's sick of shocking after he just shocked for no reason. Classic deck. Alright, I want an additional blocker this turn, I think... What am I doing next turn? It's a good question. I'm gonna have 3 mana. Yeah, that's kind of why I want to take the Memnite. So I can at least try to have a blocker for the Ragavan. I think I'm taking Memnite Guide of Souls. I think that's my plan. And then I'm just going to cast the Memnite. Because if they have Discharge, they go up to 5, back down to 1 energy, and then they might not be able to jump the Ragavan with Guide of Souls. That's at least what I'm thinking. Although this is worse if they have Prison, because they go Prison up to 4 energy, and then they can just attack with the Ragavan and jump it. Okay. So they're not going to kill the Knight, but they are going to jump the Ragavan. Mishra's Whelp should be in here for Ornithopter. No, I don't think so, because you'd rather have the creature, since the creature gets pumped by Bushwhacker. So in general, for the most part, the creatures are better. They hit a Knight-Errant. Kind of wanted that. That's not bad. Too many creature types. Alright, so guide me. Guide me. And then I think I'm supposed to Knight, leaving up the other Knight. Does that make sense? Now we can take... We're at 22. I just take the other Guide of Souls, right? I think I want to take Guide Inspector, actually. I think it's Guide Knight. Well, don't I just have them dead if I take Guide Inspector, this turn play Guide, next turn Inspector Bushwhacker? But if I take Guide Knight, I don't really have a good Bushwhacker turn next turn if I play the Guide this turn. I think this is just better. Maybe I can just assume that I'm going to draw another 1-drop to trigger the Bushwhacker. That could be the case. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I just have them dead either way. Okay. Guide of Souls is kind of nuts in this deck, huh? Kind of like what's going on here. We should maybe work a little bit more on this archetype. Like, get these humans cards out of here, fix the mana base. I think there could be something here. Just like the 3 editions of Guide, Pride, and Ajani fit so well into this core. Yeah. Yeah, Guide of Souls is just like one of the best 1-drops printed in a long time. They hit a Thalia's Lieutenant, which can pump their Guide of Souls. Yeah, what a messed up card. Yeah, just never play against the One Ring, or Wrath of the Skies, or, you know, Engineered Explosives, if people still play that. I mean, Fleege is good, but I don't think it's good enough. Because we can jump both Knights. They're going upstairs? Monka. Alright, I cast this. We can jump 3 things, right? Yeah, they're just extremely dead. What a messed up card, huh? What a completely fucked up card. I'm not gonna say that I missed it on the spoiler season, but I think I didn't quite realize how good this card was. Like, I thought it was gonna be good, but I think it's one of those kind of sort of unassuming cards that you don't realize the true potential of it until you actually play games with it. It's disgusting. What's this? White mana. Am I getting reprieved? Holy shit. My brother in Christ. They have Reprieve in their deck. You have Reprieve in your Amped Raptor deck?
Bruh.
I guess you just Reprieve the Raptor and go again next turn, huh? Okay, noted. Sideways. They're not dead, right? Because they have 2 blockers. Block these 2 and take 6, 12, 15, 18. I can only put them to 2. Because if I had 1 more energy, they'd be dead. Right? Let me just do the math again. Okay, so if I send everything, I jump Knight, Guide. They block both Guides. This is 6, 12, 15 plus 3 is 18. No, I'm too short. I count 18. Honestly, at that point, what if I even play, like, as conservative as humanly possible and just hold back this? What if you jump other than Knights? So if I do this and jump the 2 Guides, this would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If they eat Guide, jump Knight, 12 plus 6 is 18. It's the same. It's the exact same. So you know what? I think, honestly, I'm just going to play as conservative as humanly possible and leave this back to block the Ragavan, because I can't lose this game, can I? This might be a little too conservative, but I just don't see how I lose this game. I mean, I guess, like, they could kill the Knight-Errant of Eos that's untapped, hit me with Ragavan if they double jump somehow. Well, that's why I'm leaving back the flyer. Like, that was the point of leaving back the 6/6 flyer. I think as long as I leave this back, they just don't have outs. There's no shot they have Wrath in this deck. Boros would never play Wrath. Like, you can't put Wrath in your Amped Raptor deck. I mean, I guess you also can't put Reprieve in your Amped Raptor deck, but here we are, so. There's just no way they have Wrath. There's simply no way they have Wrath in their deck. Okay. I guess I could get Reprieved again, so I'll do this just in case. Oh, Reprieve doesn't counter, it just returns. Okay, well, we do it anyways. Alright, 2-0, easy clap. Imagine if Raptor was a cast trigger. Oh my goodness. I mean, the card's already really good, but it would be absurd. Last deck seen today, Jeskai control, Monka, 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 Monka. I repeat, we have a Wrath of the Skies sighting. So we're dead. That's not good. I don't like that. Oh, they said big fan in chat. You know they're playing Jeskai. Yeah. Only the big fans say that. Only the Jeskai players say big fan. I could hold, but I just want to try and, like, get them dead. Also, I need to play out the Guide of Souls if I'm going to play Knight-Errant of Eos. That fucking sucks. I can't top that either, I don't think. Because if I top it, I can't do anything next turn. I mean, I can play it, but... I guess, what am I looking to draw instead of Guide of Souls? Lieutenant, maybe? I mean, that, I guess. That's not the worst. Yeah, Memnite. There's no shot this is resolving. Okay. I mean, could have been worse, right? Certainly could have been worse. Big fan proceeds to cast Grief Ephemerate. The true big fan. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get a better opportunity. This is Wizards. No, it's still Jeskai. It might be like the more Ring Solitude version of Jeskai. They could also be the scam version with like Null Drifter and shit. I think, is this lethal if they don't have a counterspell? Fuck. Okay, now do we top this? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They go to 11. I think it's bad, right? I can keep it and go... I mean, I can Knight into Bushwhacker. Is that good, though? I don't think Knight into Bushwhacker is that good. I'm going to bottom it. I think Invoking was better this turn. Well, the Bushwhacker line is a lot better if they have Wrath. Right? Although, is that even true? Because if they have Wrath, I might rather just have 2 Knights in play. So it's possible Convoking is better against Wrath anyways. You're going to cast Ring, most likely. Interesting they shock there, instead of getting a basic planes. Oh, because they milled their basic planes. Okay. It's good news, I guess. We can't attack, so might as well do this. Go here, and then... give me some shit. I think I'm holding both of those. There's, like, no reason to play them. They're just dead on board anyways. When you're Pioneer Rescue playing Niptile, congratulations. Love to see it. How you doing, Snack Bar? W Snack Bar. Common Snack Bar W. I won my Ursicu last week. It was 8 people, single elimination. It was a very, very hard-fought battle. Why are they wrathing for 2? Also, I don't even care, right? We have 2 Knights. Oh, because they want the extra energy for discharge. Okay, sure. But then they're going to go to 3, then go to 1? This isn't even that bad. Okay. Is there any way I can kill them this turn? I don't think so. If I can somehow get to a Guide of Souls, but I only have 2 energy, I can go Inspector, pop Clue, draw Guide, but I only have 2. I can just, like, I guess how much do I overextend? Because I feel like I need to play at least some other creature this turn. Well, I can't get to Bushwhacker because I need to spend 3 mana on the Inspector. I only have 1 mana left over. So I guess the question is, how much do I extend? Yeah, like that. Distinction, thank you for the 37-month resub. Oh, dude, your Arsecute today. Wrong read on the meta. Time to watch Doom to drown my sorrows while I wait for the bird to die. Welcome back, Distinction. Sorry you had some Arsecute woes today, but we'll get them next time. But thank you for the 37 months, Distinction. Hope you're doing well. Because now they kind of need to, like, play... I mean, they could just play Second Ring to not die, but if they play Second Ring to not die, they can't activate the ring. I feel like we might be in an okay spot. Is there any chance this deck wants to play Flage in the sideboard for this matchup? Or is it too low of a land count? I could see like 1 or 2 in the sideboard, right? Yeah, Bone Crusher could be a good sideboard card. Bone Crusher is also nice because you can hit it off of Knight-Errant. That's pretty good. I guess we... I mean, I'm going to play Second Knight, right? Like, I don't need to extend anything else, but I can still play the Knight. Might as well, right? Take Bushwhacker, Memnite. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how they get out of this. I mean, they're gonna try, but... Okay, noted. Rather have Flare plus Rally. What's Rally? I do like the idea of playing Flare, though. I think Flare is a good sideboard card. What is the, what Rally are you referring to? Rally at the Hornburg? Okay, so Gobakhan D's nuts. I think that's it. What is our worst card against Jeskai? I'd be like Lieutenant, probably. And 4th Champion, I guess. Rally the Ancestors? There's gotta be something better than that. Surely there has to be a better card than that. No. Absolutely not. This is kind of what I was worried about. It's okay, we will simply draw a non-cavern land. Yeah, Rally is not really a good way to come back from sweepers. That's kind of the opposite of what it does. It's actually probably the single worst card you could put in your deck against sweepers. Okay, we found the red source. Let's go here. And hopefully they don't have a counter spell for my Rebirth. I kind of think they do, but I'm still going to go for it. No counter spell, please. Ooh, I like this. I guess they just counter the Knight and then untap in Wrath. Was this bad? This might have been bad. Possible this was bad. For some reason, I thought they would counter the Rebirth, but if they have Wrath, they just counter the Knight and then Wrath me. Maybe I overextend. I'm just going to scoop if they have Wrath. The chance they don't have it, I guess. Maybe? Hold? I mean, they would have cast it by now if they had it, right? Alright, well... Perhaps mistakes were made. It's possible I should not have overcommitted that much. Imagine we had Flare there, though. Flare would have been so disgusting. I guess I keep this. I'm not a huge fan of it. Seems like just barely good enough. Not the best. Human. They did show me Spell Snare last game, so I guess I'll play around that. Although they might just have Discharge. Okay. Just to be sure, what's the plan against Chalice on 1? Hope they don't cast Chalice on 1. Is that a good plan? It's a pretty good plan, right? Okay. Well, Jeskai matchup is bad. Don't play against Wrath of the Skies. Write that one down, chat. I'm going to need you to write that one down. Sand's really good. The Schnuts. Please no more Jeskai. Please. Okay. Didn't get griefed. That's good. So here. Here and here. One drop Bushwhacker. Alright, good luck. How much is it next turn? 2, 4, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? 17 you on turn 3. It's pretty good. Okay, we're no longer dealing him 17. Still don't fully understand the anti-Rally the Ancestors idea. How is playing it on upkeep either for convoking or for building a big recruiter board a bad thing? I think you are thinking about a different card than you're thinking of. Rally the Ancestors is 2 and a white, give your creatures +2/+0 until end of turn. So I fail to see how that card does what you think it does. I think you have to be thinking of a different card. It's the only thing that makes sense. You got to be thinking of a different card. Nihilius, thank you for the 10-month resub. Appreciate that. Oh, Rally the Ancestors. I was thinking of Rally the Peasants. Rally the Ancestors. Well, the problem with Rally the Ancestors is a lot of your good cards are like your more expensive stuff. So is it actually that good? I don't know. Maybe it is, but yeah, I was thinking of Rally the Peasants. I as a matter of fact, I'm the one thinking of the wrong card. Streamer is the one that's confused. Also, it's a sorcery, so how do you upkeep it? You can't upkeep it, right? Oh no, it's an instant. Never mind. I don't know why I thought that was a sorcery. Return each creature card with mana value X or less from your to the battlefield. Exile creatures. What was I thinking of? I was thinking of... What's the other exploit? Return to the Ranks. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so they sweep you. You get back... You do it for X equals 1, and you get back all your 1-drops. It's still, you kind of need at least 3 mana, though, right? Is that good enough? It's close. It's definitely close. I don't know. I could see it being okay. But again, how is that better than just playing Flare? You know? Because Flare just counters the Wrath straight up anyways. Like, if you just have a random Novice Inspector or Thraben Inspector in play and they cast Wrath and you Flare them, they just die on the spot. So I'm pretty sure Flare is still the best card you can play against Wrath. Yeah, you would also need 5 mana, right? Because you would need to go 3 for the Rally, 2 for the Bushwhacker, and it's really hard for this deck to get the 5 mana. Especially on 18 lands, you know? Like, that's just not going to happen that often. What is the putback with this hand? Is it just Bushwhacker? I think it is. It's either Bushwhacker or Memnite, but keeping the Memnite is better if I draw Gleeful Demolition or Rebirth. So that was kind of the tiebreaker for me. I'm going to hold the Memnite. Worse against Grief, but better if we draw Guide of Souls. That I'm kind of okay with. Is it crazy to have Sun Cleanser in the sideboard? No, not at all. Sun Cleanser is good. I could certainly see playing Sun Cleanser. And that's your anti-Wrath of the Skies card. Maybe that's actually better, because you can find Sun Cleanser off of Knight-Errant of Eos. That could actually be a lot better. I'm going to take Guide plus Inspector. We can definitely make this deck a lot better. I hate the Humans cards. I think that Champion and Lieutenant are just bad in this deck. I would just replace those with both Ocelot Pride and Ajani, and I think we actually have something cooking with that. Ajani is also insane because you go so wide, and on top, not only do you go super wide, but all of your Goblin token makers make red permanents for Ajani, so Ajani seems insane in this deck. And it's a Planeswalker post-Wrath, so it makes a lot of sense. I guess the one issue is you don't have a good way to kill your own cat token to flip the Ajani. Alright, chat, what is the best creature that deals 1 damage? And I was going to say don't say Bowmaster, but we could just play Marduk Invoke. Is that even that bad? Because then you could Knight-Errant into the Bowmaster, play the Bowmaster to flip your Ajani. Come on, man. Why gotta be like that? No, because Epicure does not deal damage to the creatures, only players. Nah, Lavamancer's just too bad. Alright, well, this game's over. -2, by the way. Mog Fanatic? No shot. There's no way I'm putting Mog Fanatic in my deck. You could just play Ragavan, I guess. I guess that one makes me still play 1, 2... I think I need to leave back the Sanctifier. I mean, they just have Ring Shielder, but can't win. They're gonna untap and gain 8 life. Like, we just can't possibly win. Maybe I should bring in the Invasion of Gobakhans. I want to cut these champions. I hate champion in this deck. Do that. Champion is so bad in this deck. Lieutenant also pretty bad. Alright, hand's good. Hand's good if we don't get Force of Despaired. I think I'm going to lead with Guide of Souls, and then turn 2 I can go Inspector Gleeful. I think I like that. And I want to lead on Guide of Souls so they can't scam it. They can't grief it, rather. One thing I've learned from playing these, like this deck and Boros and all that stuff, is that this is just a really, really messed up 1-drop. They definitely push the power level with that card. Guys, don't worry. Don't worry, Grief is fine. There's nothing wrong at all with Grief. He's also definitely Italian. What, Guide of Souls? Maybe. Had it, by the way. Nice Grief. Nice Grief, you fucker. Look, the Grief player deserves this, okay? If anybody deserves it, it's the Grief player. Oh, because it's an Italian name. I see. Alright. We have a Guide of Souls and a Dream. Give me a Knight-Errant off the top. It's not a Knight-Errant. Do I want to trade one of my creatures for 3 damage? No. I don't think so. It's close, but I guess making that exchange is good if they have Necro, because I get their life total down. Alright, I'm going to hang on to that. I know it's bad against discard spells, but... is there any reason to make that play now? They go to 6? Yes, the reason to make that play now would be if I draw another creature, they're dead next turn. Because they go to 6, and then I go Memnite creature, 3 energy, attack with 2, put this counters here. They die. Oh, I could have also cast the Memnite to put them dead on board, right? I didn't think about that. I wanted to hold it for Bushwhacker, but maybe that wasn't worth it. Yeah, might not have been worth it. I can loot now to try and find Memnite. Alright, well. But you don't want, I guess. Choice them on Necro as well. Yeah, I mean, they just can't use Necro anyways, right? Regardless. Alright, cool. 3 and 1. Let's get a little prediction for the last round. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that Uro did nothing wrong, because Uro definitely did some things that were wrong, but Flage is a better card. Finally a good champion hand. Only took us 5 matches to find it. Okay. That's like, please, for the love of God. I've been griefed enough today. Champion's really bad if they have Bowmaster, but it's not going to get any better, so... Fuck it, we ball, I guess. They definitely will not Bowmaster me this turn. And if they don't have the Bowmaster this turn, we can go Champion plus 1 drop, and then their Bowmaster does nothing the whole game. So we just have to dodge it this turn, which we did. I like that. Yeah, I'm definitely just going to go Champion 1 drop. Yeah, and now their Bowmasters just do nothing the whole game. Careful with turn 3 win. What am I supposed to do about it? if they have Soultrader, I'm dead. I can't do anything about it. How exactly do I play around the turn 3 win with my hand of all creatures? It is what it is, right? If they got it, they got it. Can't do anything about it. Okay. Any idea why my vid stopped showing up? No, hold on. Okay, I don't know why, but for some reason, they're not auto-publishing. Alright. I just published the one from yesterday. I don't know why they're not auto-publishing anymore. Maybe it's like a setting that I can change. But if you refresh, you should be able to see the VOD from yesterday now. I have to make sure to like set a reminder. I don't know why it did that. But for some reason, ever since July 10th, the last 3 streams, I've had to manually publish the stream, and I don't know why. I didn't change any settings. I don't know what it was. But it should be good now. That was a good draw. Do it this way, I think. Well, now what? Probably Guide of Souls Bushwhacker. And then just don't play anything else this turn. 7. Am I randomly dying if I attack with both? Maybe. I mean, they probably just take 7 here, right? But I am going to hold the... they blocked. I am going to hold the Guide of Souls for next turn for the Bushwhacker. Yeah, I guess maybe Lieutenant was better. Oh, they can trade. I guess trading is fine. Is Thalia's Lieutenant better? Yeah, I guess maybe Lieutenant is better than Guide of Souls. I was thinking that I wanted the Guide if I drew another creature. Because, like, I could go Guide, 1-drop Bushwhacker, but then I still would only have 2 energy, I guess, and I would not be able to use the Guide. So I guess even if I draw a 1-drop, I still can't trigger Guide, so... Yeah, I guess Lieutenant was just better in that case. Sure. Okay, I go to 10. I mean, they're still just dead to Guide Bushwhacker, right? So they have Thoughtseize or something? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look in to see why my VODs are not being auto-published. Because I feel like they should be. Okay. So they can get back Apprentice, make a blocker. They can sack the token to the Apprentice, replay the Nightmare. Sure, I guess this is better. Sack token, get back Apprentice, have 2 blockers, but 2 blockers leaves them still just dead on board, right? So, okay, cool. Let's bring in Containment Priest and Sanctifier. Let's cut Lieutenant and Champion of the Parish. The human stuff is fine, but it's just not good in this matchup because they have so many chump blockers. And I'd rather just have my hate bears. This hand is fantastic. I mean, I don't know. If all my hands look like this, then sure. I guess we figured out how to win with this deck, right? Yeah, this song is nice. Absolutely not blocking. Kind of sucks that Containment Priest does not stop the combo, but it is good against Nightmare, so I think it's worth bringing in. Let's go Cavern on Human, Inspector, Rebirth. If they have Fatal Push, they can kill one of my Inspectors now, but okay, they didn't have Fatal Push. Good chance they have Flare of Malice for the night, but I'm okay with that. No comment. I'm going to refrain from commenting. Pioneer players know that all too well, you know? It's just good deck building. Phenomenal deck building. Get the card on top. That could be the Flare. I'll take a 1-drop next turn. Hell, I'll even take a Memnite. I'm not picky. I wonder if they play Flare of... Not Flare, but I wonder if they play Force of Despair. I mean, if they had it last turn, we would have died to it, but... It's kind of a free block. Sure. This accomplished the same exact thing. But they wasted an extra click. They could have just done the same thing instead of in one less click, you know? That is poor Magic Online management. Although maybe they think I won't block. Knights Rain Harder Than the Sun. Hate those designs. Yeah, they're not the best design cards. Because like when you're running good, you're really running good with them, you know. But then sometimes they just don't do anything. I mean, even in the games where they do nothing, it's still a 0-mana 4/4, which is not bad in the grand scheme of things, you know. Bowmasters would suck. Because they can basically kill, trade. Yeah. Should have at least waited till I went to attacks, right? I mean, I'm going to attack anyways, but I don't know why they did that before attacks. Are they not double trading? Trade, they take 8, go to 10. God, Nightmare Bowmasters is kind of fucked. Please don't have Nightmare. Please don't have Nightmare. I can't beat it. Oh, no, they definitely have Nightmare, don't they? That's not good. Hold? Maybe they don't have Nightmare? Okay, I can beat a Gravecrawler. That is a card that I'm capable of beating. Sure. Give me a Rebirth off the top. Sure. So they go to 7, and then unfortunately I only have 6 damage next turn. See, now I kind of want them to have Nightmare. Ooh. Okay, that works out for me. I mean, they should attack first, right? Ooh. What if I blocked? Actually, kind of like the block. Because now if they sack the other Gravecrawler to get the Bowmaster back, they don't have a zombie in play. It's bad if they have Fatal Push, I guess, but... Oh, right, I'm stupid. They just do that first. Okay, that block was bad. That block was really bad. I forgot they just had a mana up. That was my bad. MTB, thank you for the 24-month resub. Yeah, I forgot they just had a mana up. That was really dumb. Tibby, thank you for the 24 months. Appreciate that. I'm asking myself, Wind Lantern every single day. Go 1, 2, 3. Sure. So they go to 2. And they have a Nightmare in their hand that doesn't do anything. And we have a 2/2 protection from block on top. It's a good spot to be in, huh? And we can't really die if they have the Soul... Even if they can assemble Soultrader Apprentice, we can't die because they're only at 2 life. Because they need to be like at a certain amount of higher life total than us to be able to combo with Soultrader. So, how do they not die? Bowmaster, ping. Block, still die. Bowmaster plus Fatal Push, I guess? I mean, I'm just going to go to combat. They need Bowmaster plus push to not die, I think. Okay, well. Or they have nothing. Cool. So 4-1, only losing to Wrath of the Skies, which is something I would expect to lose to when playing this deck. I also think that there's definitely some things we can improve on. This is, I actually, now that, so it's interesting. I kind of hadn't really thought about the addition of Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, and Ajani in just kind of the normal Convoke shell. Obviously, we're playing Champion of the Parish and Thalia's Lieutenant in this one, but I think there really could be something to just, like, traditional, or quote-unquote traditional Convoke just with that Guide, Ajani, Pride package. So, something that I might want to spend some more time on later, but as far as this list is concerned, definitely want to swap the invasions in the sideboard with Flare. I don't remember the name, but the Flare of Fortitude, because that card is much, much better against Wrath of the Skies. So I would do that for sure. But you could also potentially play Sun Cleanser, which is good against Boros energy, but also shuts off Wrath of the Skies. So, but anyways, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Adios, YouTube.